In proportional systems particularly, you can have open and closed party lists. A closed party list basically only gives you the option to tick the list, which means the party has the power to decide who gets the priority. So maybe you are number one, I'm number two, right? Depending on the proportion we get, you might get in, I might not. In an open party list, you can rank the candidates. You can say, I want to vote for party X, but I don't want you to be number one. I want myself to be number one. So you vote for me and say, he's my number one, you're my number two. So in the end, if the party only gets one seat, I will get it rather than you. What an open list does, it gives people more choice. It gives people more choice to say, I want these people to get up the list. A closed list gives parties more power. Parties can decide, these are our candidates. In this area we expect to get, let's say, 5 MPs. So we will put the first 5 places, people who are really loyal to the party, people we can really, kind of control. So it gives party structures and party leaderships more power. While open lists give people more power, gives the electorate more power to say, I want to decide whom I want to go up. And they tend to be more transparent. But then it also depends on how democratic parties are. In democratic countries, party lists are agreed democratically within the party structures. But that's kind of the difference between open and closed lists. What is interesting, what we find is in many countries that use open lists, about only 1/3 to 1/4 of people actually use the open list system. Still, people can tick the party list and not rank their candidates. And the majority of people tend to do that. So it's not like, 80% of voters then start ranking. We actually find that a lot of people don't really rank. But when they do, it can make a difference and it can change the order of candidates, and it is seen as more democratic and taking power away from the party leadership and from party structures. Why is this important? Because in a lot of post-conflict, transitioning, democratizing countries, parties and party leaderships are not always as democratic as they should be. And so to take power away from maybe less democratic party leaderships and party structures, where one person or a small handful of persons decide who sits in parliament and who doesn't, right? And these people are then really dependent on the party structures. A lot of people argue, no, let's have open lists so that the party leadership has less influence on the MPs, and the MPs are more empowered because they first speak to the people rather than speak to the party leadership.